Okay, guys, this is Sammy from EcomSniper. I've been dropshipping on eBay for the last 7 years, and today we have a special guest. Do you mind introducing yourself?
Yeah, my name is Vic Karanovich. I started drop shipping during the pandemic and really got into mostly sourcing from eBay, actually,
Mm,
trying to sell through WooCommerce, and I was doing it through a specific method of actually originally selling through the Facebook marketplace. Um, and there's a whole methodology of doing that, which I can get into, but that's really how I got my start. But ironically, most of the traffic I get is from Pinterest.
yeah, that is what blew my mind because let me tell you where I made that connection, right? So eBay has a new social integration feature which automatically, pushes items that you list on your eBay account to your Pinterest account. And me having zero experience with Pinterest, I was like, what is this? This is like waste of my time. Like, I didn't put any effort, any thought into it. So when you told me that Pinterest is where you get your traffic from, because understand it from my point of view, right? Like y- I drop ship on eBay, right? And the reason why I chose eBay, pure and simple, is because the customer acquisition fee is zero. You list an item and it gets impressions. You get what I mean? Every item you list is seen by some eyeballs. So that means with enough items you post, things are gonna sell. Like pure and simple, it's a quantities game, right? I don't have to think about advertisement. I don't have to think about anything else, right? So that's why I chose eBay, right? I always had the assumption that with Shopify or even like is WooCommerce the same as Shopify?
It is, but you don't pay anything for it, right? It's
Gotcha.
through WordPress. There's a little bit more flexibility. There's more plugins for it.
Gotcha.
Uh, Let me ask you a quick question. Hypothetically, Amazon would have more viewers, right?
Hmm.
And why did you pursue eBay as opposed to Amazon?
Good question. Good question. So, like the reason why I chose eBay, right? It's not because I think eBay is better than Amazon. It's because when I first started off eBay, right? I watched a video with my current partner now, Mark Augustine, right? He made some videos about eBay dropshipping, and I was, working a security job at the time, right? I didn't have any money, I wasn't doing anything, right? And then I watched a video. He said you can post items from Amazon onto eBay and make a sale. So I took a screenshot of an Amazon item, a snow globe. This was during the winter time, like Christmas was right around the corner. I took a screenshot on my phone, and then I changed the title slightly on the eBay app, and then I sold it, and then 2 days later, I got a sale. And my mind was blown. And after that, it was like, it's not because I think eBay is better than Amazon. I've never sold on Amazon. So we've just been developing the eBay method for the last 7 years because, like, I still feel like I'm not finished. There's still like another mountains of piles of things I can do to take, like this business model to the next level. So it's just because of like the work on eBay just never finished. That's my answer, yeah. So so regarding that, I just want to ask you like can you give us like just understand everybody who's gonna be watching has no clue what WooCommerce is. And can you give us an idea of like how this Pinterest model works? Do you have to pay anything? Is there any fees? Like, are you advertisement?
No, I would say my only fee is my VA, right?
Wow. Wow, dude.
I, I think okay, so just to share how this works, and again, um, like you mentioned, there's a lot of opportunities in drop shipping, right?
Yeah.
You're just hitting one, right? You hit
Yeah.
eBay. And the thing that's interesting about eBay is that eBay's been around for a long, long time. What's interesting about eBay is who comes to eBay. What kind of person comes to eBay? You have a big international crowd that uses eBay. But in terms of an American market and the people that usually come to eBay from the US, I mean, they have millions of views every month. that's known. But I would say the the person that is likely to spend a little bit more, like your average consumer, has a Amazon Prime account and
Right.
spend often on Amazon. And that's kind of why I was asking a little bit earlier about like why did you choose eBay over Amazon, especially, Jeff Bezos is the biggest billionaire, he's
Right. Yeah.
so and Amazon gets the hype. So it was just interesting to me why you chose to sell on eBay. Not saying that there's not an opportunity, but there's obviously an opportunity on Amazon as well. But I will say what's interesting is there's a lot of opportunity where people don't typically think about, right?
Right. Yeah.
Talk about we should talk about then Facebook Marketplace. Now, Facebook Marketplace has a ton of opportunity. It seems to be where the people who used to search on Craigslist for
Hmm.
things have steadily been going to Facebook Marketplace. Facebook has a huge user base, right? Active user base,
Right.
probably the biggest in the world. So the marketplace button is right there. Facebook has, for the last 2 or 3 years, been focusing their investment on the marketplace specifically. And one thing about, I don't know if you know this, one thing about the marketplace is that um, you can you can if you have a store, you can just sell your products on the marketplace. It used to be like you could only sell secondhand.
Hmm.
Like you could only sell things that you own as an individual. It
Gotcha.
wasn't a solution for companies. Now you can just sell your products as a store on Facebook, and it's completely allowed. Now the only thing about that is that there's certain strict rules. You want to, for example, the number one rule with Facebook Marketplace is you have to be able to add tracking information,
Right. Yeah.
and you have to be able to do it very quickly, like within 24 hours.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
As long as you're consistent, they will promote you for free, and they will
Gotcha.
promote nationally. You
So,
know,
sorry to cut you off, right? But is
no,
that what you're doing right? Like, is that what your business model was, Facebook Marketplace, or were you doing WooCommerce or Pinterest to WooCommerce, or were you doing
it
a
was
hybrid?
it was
Oh,
both.
gotcha.
Problem I had with Facebook, first of all, when I first had gotten started, it was a difficult place to sell on because it was difficult to automate.
Yeah,
Now, now there's tools out there that better automate selling on that platform.
like FBM Fox, yeah?
Not familiar with that one, but I would assume so. There's platforms. I even from what I understand, there's even integrations with Facebook Marketplace.
Mm-hmm.
That's a thing.
Yeah,
But
yeah, yeah, yeah.
it's like Google extensions, right?
Yeah,
There's
yeah.
like a ton of Google extensions that copy your product,
That's what
and
we
it
do, man. We have
okay.
one of those Chrome extensions that copy items from Amazon and post it to eBay. And we
Oh,
have a Facebook integration that's coming soon, that does exactly the same thing. So that's what EcomSniper is. It's a browser extension that copies items from Amazon and posts it directly onto eBay. The only twist is we use AI to go ahead and retitle everything, make a new description, so that way we're unique in
right.
the true aspect of the word, right? So regarding, let me ask you really quickly about your sorry to like get back to this, because you said one thing that really struck me. You said
Okay.
Pinterest was a gold mine.
Yeah.
Like you gotta tell me about that. What does that even mean? Yeah.
Okay. So nobody ever thinks to get traffic from Pinterest, right? It's not like
I've
the most
actually heard it before, but it's just I've never like seen anyone actually like firsthand. Like I've only heard hearsay. You know what I mean?
okay. So let's put it this way. Who are the biggest buyers
Women,
typically? Women. And
women,
where
yeah,
to Pinterest. And as long as you create pins and they're constantly searching, I've validated this with my girlfriends that I know from college and stuff, high
yeah.
school. and they are constantly on Pinterest. Now, guys don't typically go on Pinterest,
Mm-hmm.
speaking, right? Some people do, some people don't. But what Pinterest is a medium for ideas, right? It's a
Mm.
medium for, okay, if I want to look up couches, or I want to look up living room ideas, or something, people go there for like the photo, like the, what do we call it, like a product pornography, basically.
Yeah, 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 yeah. To feel cute.
Yeah, just get ideas with things, get, recipes, get all kinds of things. And they'll go to Pinterest and they'll type in that keyword. Now, one thing that's nice about Pinterest as opposed to like Facebook, for example, is like if you type in anything into Facebook, if you post on your Facebook page, if you post in your Facebook group, Facebook doesn't promote you at all. They want you to spend money with them. Now, the difference with Pinterest is that Pinterest ads, I have found from just doing them, are kind of almost, in my opinion, just not worth it. They're expensive,
Mm-hmm.
and they're I don't know, maybe somebody's probably making money somewhere, but I haven't had success with them. Now, what I will say is that organic Pinterest, as long as you're consistent, as long as you're, and that seems to be the case with YouTube as well, as long as you're consistent and you post regularly, and you're organized about your structure with your categories,
Mm.
with your keywords. In the beginning, you're not going to see any traffic. You're not going to get like post your first 10 pins and get traffic from that. You're going to get traffic after 30, 60, 90, 120 days. After the system, everything's algorithmic these days. So after the system verifies that you're invested in the platform, that you're posting things, you're also, what's helpful with Pinterest is videos. If
Mm-hmm.
you post videos, it gets more engagement. So I had a VA using like one of those tools like Wave Video. I don't know if you're familiar with some of these
Yeah,
tools.
yeah. Some AI video generator or something.
That's kind of the AI. Yeah, they I think they just started doing AI stuff. But at first it wasn't AI. We were just using templates, and all we would do is create a template,
Mm-hmm.
swap out the images, and and
What
that
about the text?
and the
Is there any
text
text? Is there
is
any
copied.
text?
Yeah, but I just copied and pasted it from the product link, or the VA just copied and pasted it.
Like the
I
the title?
the title, any like bullet points in the
Yeah.
listing,
Yeah, yeah.
copied and pasted it, and she was pumping out a video, about one video every 2 minutes. If
Wow.
she was not like eating and like
Yeah,
looking
yeah.
at and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
like
Can
she
it be automated? Like if like can that process be automated? Because I'm a software engineer, right? Like
okay.
we use AI to go ahead and do everything. We work with automation. Like
Mhm.
is there like a structure where like a software can do that without having like like some is it creative work or is it literally a template where you plug and play?
We were doing the pins manually because it doesn't really take too much, you know, information to like create a pin.
Hmm.
Uh, However, to answer your question, it can be automated.
Would it be
There's enough.
successful if they like let's say because like we work with like large scale automation, right?
Yeah.
We talk about scaling one thing where you're not supposed to be doing anything, right? Like we we could technically do something where you're posting like 10,000 pins a day. What would happen if you do that with your system that you're talking about?
I I have not hit those numbers, but because that's a lot. I think I would not post 10,000 pins a day, but I would post a lot. I think you're safe to post um in the hundreds, maybe even thousands. I think a little bit more research would be needed for that. I just
What
don't
ab-
have
what about
that.
on multiple accounts?
I don't think I think you'd probably safer, but I don't know if it's actually on Pinterest specifically, right? I'm not saying everything, but
Hmm.
don't know how much of an issue it would be to post that much. I'm just the where I'm coming from is mostly like Pinterest API calls are limited per day,
Mm.
right? And so I believe they limit you to a few thousand or something. But I think there's rarely people doing those kind of numbers because are you saying that you get like thousands of new products listed in your stores every day?
Well, we try to do like 100 items per day, and then we build up the account to 10,000 items in 3 months, right?
Okay.
But that we only do that is because if you post 10,000 items on eBay in one day, right, your
Right.
account will get suspended.
Oh, right.
We don't like that's the real reason why we don't do that. But because we have done a video in the past where we took an account from $1,000 to $3,000 in profit in 8 days, right? But we posted 8,000 items in 1,000 a day, and then the account got suspended.
Wow.
You know
Okay.
what I mean? So we don't do that massive scale for that reason. And the reason why I'm asking you this automation questions is because if Pinterest is really like free traffic, then and if it's unlimited traffic, like let's say you have your WooCommerce store, right? And you're posting like 1 million pins in just one day, right? Would that have like is there a way to do that safely? Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, we were doing basically one pin. Like, think about this like hierarchy, right?
Hmm.
Uh, First, you got to know your customer or who you're trying to sell to, right? Or
Yeah,
general user. So let's say it's women, and you do a Google search, or use Google Ads keyword tool, and you kind of figure out all the keywords that people typically search in Google. And there's also some tools like this out there for Pinterest as well. But I just use the Google Ads keyword tool because it's easily available. And you figure out like, okay, if you type in table, you might have like modern tables, you might have like green tables, antique tables, and just different keywords for tables, right?
right.
You create folders for these in Pinterest. So the key is to use both categorical language as well as attractive language. So you would want to say something like, my whole brand for, I'm just going to take myself as an example.
Yeah.
My whole thing is about modern design.
Hmm.
I used to work at a design brand, and maybe that's part of why I did chose to do this. But so my whole thing is about modern design. So everything I do is how to focus on the modern design niche or market. And thus all my things are like modern tables, modern outdoor furniture, modern, and so I categorize it by that. And then within that, then you start posting your pins, and all your pins need to be related to the categories.
Gotcha.
And it's good to use AI. I have found AI being I at first I was a little bit pessimistic that it would be able to come up with decent language, but I find that it's like not doing that much worse than I am, and so props to you guys for integrating AI. I feel like
Can
it's
I give you a demonstration of what we're talking about and you can kind of give me your opinion?
let's do it.
All right, so let me go ahead and share my screen. Let me know if you can see it, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay, so here is our snipe title feature. So this is the original title on Amazon, computer small desk 32-inch home office. And our AI is like we're using ChatGPT on the back end. And here are the
Right.
titles that we went ahead. So basically whatever you said, that categorical language with that attractive language, right? We call it adding copywriting with SEO rich words, right?
Mhm.
So this is the perfect title that we came up with. Minimalistic wood desk with variety of colors, stylish workspace solution. And this is the original title. What do you think about that?
I think it's great. I mean, I'll say, just from my experience of like people who tend to engage and buy, like there's certain keywords that stick out to me more. For example, minimalistic
Hmm.
uh, is a good design word. Rustic is a good design word. So the fact that AI is coming up with these like especially design or specific words that
Mm-hmm.
that people react to, I think is really good. I'm trying if there's something.
You see, like the what we did was actually I had to take a copywriting class like for
Okay.
like 6 months to even figure out how to write titles that convert. Like I had to learn how to do it manually first because the AI is only as good as you program it pretty much.
Exactly. As good as your prompt,
As good
essentially, right?
as your prompt, exactly. So you need to be able to evaluate your prompt, like your output. And the only person that would be able to evaluate the output is somebody who has experience in copywriting. So during the time I didn't know how to copyright, I was like, how do I even know if a title is going to work or not? And what copywriting is, right? The definition is using words to elicit emotion to drive somebody to a certain action. You know what
Mhm.
I mean? So what we do is we use the AI to go ahead and come up with a whole bunch of words that will not only elicit emotion, but increase the perceived value of the item. That's the reason why we're able to sell something that's 30 bucks on Amazon for 60 bucks because it's not a computer small desk anymore, right? It's a modern 32-inch home office. It's a rustic brown sturdy table. It's a minimalistic wood desk, right? It's a simple style writing desk. It's a compact wood desk, right? Like these are things that are supposed to increase the perceived value like of an item for somebody. Do you get what I mean? It's exactly what you said. You just said it in a different way. You said categorical language, right? Compounded with attractive language, right? That
Right, exactly.
basically you're saying that you're writing good copy for titles. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah.
I think I see that you're doing that with your prompt and you're also trying to include keywords.
Yes, exactly.
I think both are beneficial. I think it's just important that just ensuring that the right keywords
Yeah.
are
Well,
so.
well, here's the thing, my friend. With eBay, right? Because we are posting items en masse, we're not worried about if it's the right keyword, right? Because we are already doing the testing by listing 10,000 items. If we had like two or three, like different, we can only post two or three items. We have another title builder that's called SEO list that actually goes ahead and does the SEO research. However, like with these keyword things, right? If you post enough items, you're gonna find certain items that meet all the check boxes. So maybe out of 10,000 listings, you get maybe 1,000 of them that are 100%, and then another 1,000 that are 90%, then another 1,000 that are 70%, and it keeps decrementing from there. So we use the law of big numbers, right? You go ahead and like obviously we all try to optimize it as much as we can, right? But essentially in the end of the day, we're just testing at scale. That's really what we're doing here. You know what I mean? That's the whole methodology that lets us succeed on eBay. You know what I mean? So
Love these numbers, right? You get the big numbers. Somebody's gonna a fish is gonna bite. You know.
exactly, if somebody's gonna buy it, would that concept be the same with Pinterest?
Um, it's a good question. I feel like with Pinterest, it's a yes and no kind of thing. I feel like obviously there's different levels of success,
Hmm.
right? And I think to some degree that's true. But if you really want to have the highest engagement and that sort of thing, ultimately people are looking at this, right? And they're engaging with it. And so the algorithmically,
Hmm.
uh, the system is tracking that. And
Gotcha.
so um,
So you're basically saying they look at your account as a whole and not classify each pin individually. So
well, no, I think it's both. I think it's both.
because, well, let me tell you, with YouTube, right? Because we talked
Yeah,
about YouTube shortly. What I
right.
know with YouTube is like each video, right, is given its own unique chance. Same with eBay. Each of your account does play a factor, but ultimately each listing, right, it's an individual listing that goes ahead, and eBay allows you to give some impressions. It throws you some impression, it tests it to see if it's selling, and if it sells, it goes ahead and gives you even more impressions. Same with YouTube, right? Each video is an individual, it's an individual entity which is evaluated in isolation, right? You can go ahead and have all crap videos, and then one video, if right, it can go ahead and go viral just because the right people at the right time saw it. Do you get what I mean?
In my experience, you're talking more about TikTok, because here's the thing. Here's the problem with YouTube, is
Hmm.
that let's say you have 0 subscribers,
Right.
then it is, and just like with anything, it's hard to get over that first bump, right?
Hmm.
The when you start climbing a hill, it's the beginning that sucks. Once you start getting some traction, it seems to take off. And in YouTube, if you already have 5,000 subscribers, or 10,000, 100,000 subscribers, well, you already get pumped. No matter, even if
Right.
YouTube like you, they're
Yeah.
pumping with views, and so you get a boost, because then YouTube is going to collect more data on your posts, and there's an unfair advantage for people who already have a subscriber
True.
base. And I feel like it's the same thing with TikTok also, but I feel like TikTok is a little bit more lenient with this regard, kind of more to what you were saying.
Hmm.
Pinterest is also more lenient as well. So there is some truth to what you're saying with that.
So would the rule of large numbers work with Pinterest pins?
I think in general, yes. I think actually probably more of what in general it would work. I think probably equally important is categorizing correctly.
So let's say, how about, like, let's say we want to only list modern tables,
Okay.
right? Like, let's say we find like 10,000 modern tables on Amazon, or like, let's go type in modern table on Amazon, and then you find literally, how Amazon shows you. Let me share my screen. Maybe we can go from there. So let's say I type in modern table, and then now this is, like my keyword, like
Right.
that, my Pinterest file or whatever, yeah? And then
Right.
all of the results here are modern tables, and then I go ahead and list all of these onto Pinterest
Right.
in that file. Like, and you can see that there's 100,000 results.
Sure.
You know what I mean? 100,000 results. So if I keep scrolling one by one, these are all Amazon Prime, right? And like, importing this to WooCommerce is like free, right? If we're gonna do automation, like, Amazon has all this information here, so importing it into WooCommerce is like nothing. Do you get what I'm saying, right?
Right.
Like, there would be no cost. And I'm assuming WooCommerce does not have like any like suspensions like eBay does.
No, because you have to run WooCommerce. I mean, you can use their service. Nobody does it though. Everybody runs their own WooCommerce.
Right.
You on your own hosting, you are the manager of it. So there are literally no limitations, and that's why I like it. With addition to something you mentioned earlier, just there's so many plugins for it, and so there's so much flexibility with it.
Gotcha.
Uh,
Yeah. We would make our own, you know what I mean? Like, to go ahead and, like, specifically, because we work with bulk theory, like just the rule of large numbers. And that's the only thing that I believe in. Like, I'm sure everything else works, sniping and everything works, but for scaling an operation with automation, right? Bulk theory is the one that goes ahead and lets you do the least amount of work and get the highest net result. Do you get what I mean? If you're gonna
it's
manually inspect.
a big net into the ocean, and you get some things you don't want, and it's not a perfect catch every time,
No,
but
yeah.
most of it, right, 80% of it is going to be the tuna that you're looking
No,
for.
no, I would say like 5% would be the tuna. You know what I
Okay.
mean? Like, that's usually the case, right? But 5% is a huge number when you're doing it at scale, right?
Right.
If you want to make more, you post more, right? So WooCommerce, we're able to go ahead and push 100,000 items to our WooCommerce store, like modern table. And then we find all of those items on Amazon called, modern table. And then we put them inside a file on Pinterest. One by one, we push these items to Pinterest on their modern table, all of them with a unique title, right? And then do you see that working?
That's almost essentially what I do. The only difference that I do is I try to, add video. I think now the video aspect with the AI just becomes way easier
Well,
because there's so many tools popping up everywhere that
it's
allow you to
expensive though.
program. Yeah,
Like
yeah.
unless we make our own, which I don't think will happen because like it's so like these things are complicated, yeah, for the video part. But if your template already works though, yeah?
Yeah, I'm not running to it. I actually spent last week, it's funny we're talking about this. I spent all last week looking at AI video solutions and I found some that I need to test still. There's some it's I think we're still in this process of figuring out AI video. Where it's still
Yeah.
too early to
It's
talk.
a bit early,
So
yeah.
templates though, there's no reason why if you create, you could even pay somebody on Upwork or Fiverr to create a template for you if you wanted to make something custom. Everybody's getting a set of images from Amazon or from wherever. You literally just take those images, put them on uh,
A video
uh,
template.
your video template. You swap out, copy paste. It doesn't even have to be you that does this, right? You swap it out and you create this video. And again, there's like tons of these like video players or video makers that do this both in the cloud-based ones and both desktop-based ones. And it's not going to take you that long.
Mm-hmm.
It's not the most exciting work, but it works. People like video on Pinterest, especially. People like it. People look at it, and also Pinterest promotes you a little bit more if you're posting video as well.
Gotcha. So, but what with that idea, like, so let's say you post, like, I don't even know what a pin looks like, to be honest with you. Let me just go on Pinterest
I
one
think
time.
it's like a very simple sales page. If I would
Dude, I
this
have literally no clue what Pinterest is, yeah? Like,
right.
what is like, so what do you search here? Like modern table?
Oh, look, if you go back to where you what you did before, you just started searching typing, right? Go
Right.
click on the search bar. Just click
Search
on it.
bar. Yeah.
So you see how it's already telling you stuff like mood pics, summer nails. Like click on summer nails. You see it's already telling you what's popular on Pinterest.
This is not accurate. This is not my search field.
But it doesn't matter because maybe
Yeah.
you're servicing, like maybe you're selling these
Yeah,
fake
yeah.
nails.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I
And
mean?
then it's picking it up from the cookies or something.
It's already telling you, showing you what's already popular on Pinterest.
Mm-hmm.
There's If you click on explore and on the home, it's telling you what people are searching for. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I mean?
Yeah.
It's telling you, and so you'll see a lot of clothes, a lot of decor, a makeup,
Funky
rest.
bedroom decor.
So people, it's like eye candy for people. People are getting ideas, and what they do is they add these pins to their own collections. Because maybe they use it like as bookmarking.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny what Pinterest was originally made for and what people actually used it for. People bookmark all this stuff. You see where it says save?
Uh-huh.
People are save, 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 save all the time. And they're saving it to their own accounts to look at it later to try and find this product. Now, the one thing, if you this person didn't put any text
Mm-hmm.
and they didn't allow comments and all that stuff.
Oh, is this like the video templates that you're talking about?
No, mine are a little bit more I
Nicer
would say,
or
yeah, they're nice. This person just made like took three images and put them together. I
gotcha.
use and it makes it like, zoom in, zoom out,
Mm,
and have
gotcha.
trees, stuff like that. So it's a little bit more.
So where's the sale? Like you put your title, like what do you put over here? Like title of the item?
That's what I'm saying. This person didn't put any copy or links. You can put copy and links on Pinterest. You
So
can.
let me see another one, like something
Okay,
like
here you go.
this.
Right, here you go. What you see that Amazon too? There's
Yeah.
a link there. You can even put in the first comment to make it stand out more. So this person is probably selling. The person that, yeah, this one, they're probably trying to sell this, or they're like, oh, that's another
Gotcha.
mention is the hashtags. Hashtags are important as well.
Gotcha. So they just put the link to like the website. Like so you put your WooCommerce link and then you put your you add a comment with your WooCommerce link.
Link there too, and you can buy this now, uh sort of stuff, just like you would do in YouTube. You would also do the same thing if you make a YouTube video.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, you should pin the first comment, and tell people to go somewhere.
True.
Uh,
True.
one one thing I want to say, just the Pinterest has been around for a little bit, right? And so it gets discounted a lot. So it's good to. So I would say in terms of e-commerce, and especially if you're servicing women, there's
Mm-hmm.
things that women like. There's a lot of opportunity to use Pinterest. But in terms of TikTok and YouTube, listen, YouTube is giving uh, a lot of free promotion, let's call it that, to people who make shorts. And you don't want to go out and create long videos, right?
Mm-hmm.
So if you can churn videos, you take that same video, you put it on YouTube, and you're gonna get a bunch of free content both from YouTube and from Pinterest and TikTok.
Mm-hmm.
As long as you follow the rules, right? The rules are to be consistent. Videos need to be under a minute, right? You want to make it engaging. If you make your video funny, which is actually what I'm working on. I'm working on how do I make my videos funny. Um,
Gotcha. Like on YouTube or like Pinterest?
Everything. And I'm doing this with e-commerce.
Mm.
Uh, this is not something I've done yet. I have a conversation with the founder of an AI tool called Puppetry tonight,
Gotcha.
and it's about utilizing AI video through a whole new way, uh, that I think that remains to be that we can talk about it in the future.
Yeah,
But
yeah. I hear you. I hear you. So just to kind of like jump back to the Pinterest, what would you
okay,
put inside this over here? Would this
yeah,
be the description?
listen. You don't want to. This is a like partially keyword based and partially Uh, for me personally, I just take what was in the product description, especially in the bullet points, and I
Hmm.
put I put what's in the bullet points. Like usually there's like a highlights section in like an e-commerce
Right,
listing.
like over here.
Exactly, exactly. So I would literally just copy and paste that.
And then
I feel like these sentences are a little bit longer, I think,
so you,
but
something
so
like readable.
yeah, a little bit more readable, I would say. But that's what I typically.
Would you have like a call to action over there, like at the end of
Yeah,
it?
and I would also, the on sale now or whatever. It doesn't have to be
Gotcha.
on sale. Just put it anyway.
Gotcha, gotcha. So let me ask you, do you think so does Pinterest have any limitations like do you have when you're making an account, do they ask you for ID verification or something like that?
I've had my Pinterest accounts for a while, so I didn't have anything like that. I wouldn't know if they've added anything recently, but it's not like Instagram. Instagram actually shut down my account for no reason,
Hmm.
and uh, and I was actually doing this on Instagram as well. I was also posting because if you made this video, you might as well post it everywhere you can. In Instagram is another one of those eye candy um platforms. Now
Yeah,
the only
yeah.
thing with Instagram is that you can't post links, right? Unless
Hmm.
if you pay for advertising, even just a little bit, right? Even if you drop $1, then it turns your post into like something that links out. But
What
and
do you
that's
mean link out? Yeah, I didn't get that.
if you post a link in Instagram, and even though it's this popular eye candy platform that people like
Yeah,
to use, it's not going to be hyperlinked. Like you
gotcha.
see, you click on that hyperlink in Pinterest,
Hmm.
and that's really why my traffic was coming, right? Because they're coming to my WooCommerce.
Gotcha, from Pinterest, yeah?
I mean, even if you linked out to eBay, like you have an eBay listing, you want to link out to it. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. eBay does the social integration already. Like they do it for you. I just discounted
And
Pinterest completely. You know,
yeah,
and
you shouldn't. You really shouldn't. It's worth it.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and like run an experiment and then like do a social integration with eBay just because that's the easiest thing to do right away to capitalize off Pinterest. But like I want to ask you this, like someone who's been doing Pinterest for a while. Like I know you. I think you said you stopped doing it for a little bit or something like that.
Yeah,
But
I kind of like
your
there's
VA.
yeah, it was a VA. It was a few different things during the pandemic, and I just ignored my store. I didn't turn it off my store. I just
Mhm.
let my if I got orders, I processed them, but I stopped putting in the work because I do a number of different
Yeah,
things.
yeah. Where was your buyers usually from? Are they from the States or are they
I
from?
US. I only sell to the US.
Oh, you only sell to the US. And where were you sourcing from?
I was sourcing from eBay. I
Okay.
was sourcing from eBay because
You should post my stuff, man.
well,
We all
I'll tell you,
win.
um, eBay has that
Wait, you just said something crazy, dude. So
well,
basically, you source from eBay, right? And you post on Pinterest, and then you send it to WooCommerce. We already list items on eBay, so that means that just pushing it to Pinterest would have definitely boosted our sales. Like you have already confirmed and proven this. You know what I mean? The only thing that was missing in all of this, well, you tell me. Like, is the image enough to get a conversion, or is
I
the
think
video
I,
necessity?
I think you're saying versus um, video. Is that your question?
Right, like so because eBay, we only right now we only have images on our eBay accounts, right? But if it was only pushing images onto Pinterest, would that be enough? Like if you just like I'm asking you, right? If instead of using the videos, right, if you just copy and pasted the pictures from eBay onto Pinterest, would and used your same method, would you have gotten a conversion? Would you get sales?
Actually, most of my pins are image based
Oh,
because
gotcha.
I couldn't scale
The
the video
video.
fast enough.
But the videos
So
work better.
they work better, in my opinion. They work better, and they work better. I don't know if they work because of conversion. I'm not data to support that. What I do have enough data to support is that because Pinterest likes that I put videos, they promote my videos to more people. And so my videos
It's the
get more
same way with
views.
eBay. If you have a video, they give you more impressions because
Yeah, and so naturally you're probably gonna have more conversions from
yeah,
that.
yeah, but just the images work already. So that means that right off the bat, that if anybody uses the Pinterest integration with eBay, like your sales will increase. You have proven it today because you drop shipped from eBay onto your WooCommerce, which is crazy. Maybe you even drop shipped from dropshippers. I don't even know. Maybe
In some cases that did happen.
that's great. Yeah, you know what I mean. Yeah, that's crazy, man.
So many dropshippers there. It does happen. But the way you can tell usually though is like eBay will tend to show you similar products,
Yeah,
and then you'll start seeing cheaper ones, right?
yeah, 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 yeah.
But
We changed the titles to avoid that.
Yeah, and that's a good idea.
You
That's
know
a
what
good
I
idea.
mean? That was our reasoning behind like we don't want to, because if we just copy and paste from Amazon and post it on eBay, there's a
Yeah,
sea of people using the same title with lower prices. So we put a
yeah,
brand new title and all of a sudden we don't compete with any of those guys anymore. You know
and
what I mean?
that's very important.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. Like because people shop relatively. If they see the same exact item cheaper, your sale is gone. And
What
that's what
about
eBay loves to do.
do you find that because if somebody has the same SKU, it's the same product, right?
We, you mean on eBay? Well, you mean
Yeah.
UPC or SKU? Because SKU is seller specific.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah,
So UPC.
if somebody has the same UPC, it's the same product. Generally speaking, if you go ahead and if someone opens up an item with a UPC, they'll see other items with the same UPC, even if it's a different title at the bottom. And that's why when we go ahead and list an item on eBay, and when eBay asks us for the UPC, we put does not apply.
Okay.
Yeah, you know, and then for the brand, we don't put the brand, we just put unbranded. So that way we really try our best not to compete with anybody else. You know what I
I would
mean?
also, that's something that I realized with time to leave the brand out.
Yeah, yeah, it doesn't have no value. Like most of the time these brands are like obscure. If it's like Nike or Adidas, you should keep it. But if
Okay.
it's like a nobody, which most of the time things we sell are, it's better not to even put it on, yeah. So Vic, how do you make $1 million on with WooCommerce and Pinterest? What's the game plan? Like if you had to scale your model to make $1 million, how many how many listings do you need? How many Pinterest accounts do you need? What would be like you don't need to have that if you had like the tools and everything. Let's say you had an infinite amount of money or whatever. How would you do it?
Um, so I think in general, you're saying just making the money from Pinterest? Is that what you're
Pinterest
saying?
to WooCommerce.
WooCommerce.
How do you make $1 million like that?
Well, I haven't done it yet. So, but
No,
what I
me neither.
if I took what I was doing and I really scaled it up,
Hmm.
it seems to work, right? It just my issue is more about scaling. It's not about a technical issue.
Yeah.
It,
So sorry, you're cutting off. You gotta have to say that one more time, yeah.
I was saying that I think in general at this point it's more about it's not really it's just a scale issue, right? Because it works. So if you can scale it up, if you can get the keywords, if you can get the products, right? Because for me, the issue was how do I scale getting eBay to commerce, like getting, and that actually is my challenge right now because I was doing everything manually.
Yeah, I mean, brother, we if this works, you know, we have the resources to make all this a reality. We have developers and everything like that. We just spend our time with things that work, right? So
Right.
how would you go ahead and scale this operation to $1 million? Like how many items would you need to post? How many pins would need to be made? How many
I
categories do you need to choose?
think you would need at least uh 5,000 products.
That's it.
I don't think you need more than 5,000 products. I
Wait, but that's like a day's worth of work. Like,
I,
we,
I guess it really look at with the WooCommerce, there's really no limit, right? Because
yeah.
it's your platform. Can your hosting take it? Is another thing, right? So
Mm. Sorry, you're cutting off one more time, my guy.
it's cutting out. I got I got let me just try and switch the microphone.
Yeah, absolutely, man.
I see what's going on. Okay. All right. I think this is gonna be better. All right.
All right.
So, um, I think it's really just a technology issue. I think if you had the technology to scale, there's no issue here, right? If you had the technology the categories you can do yourself, right? They can be manual because you're not creating categories all the time.
Right.
As long as you have the means of importing the products from, and usually that's scraping. I think with eBay, because there's limitations.
Right.
I was using tools that scrape the listing. Now I use AI to optimize it, and then optimize the listing, and then you push that listing to Pinterest. And there's different ways we can talk about doing that. There's different tools and things. I think it's totally doable, but I think I wouldn't limit myself to just Pinterest. Is it possible to make 1 million? Probably, but if you get enough scale, right? If you get
Yeah.
do enough keyword research, you get enough scale. Again, if people who appeal to women will get better results.
Is the keyword research necessary if we do the, the rule of large numbers? Let's say we post 1,000 pins a day with, 1,000 different items from Amazon every day,
I
AI
would say,
optimized.
yeah, I would say no, except for the categories.
Right, but if we only source items, if we type in modern table, right,
Yeah,
and then we only post modern tables on, let's say we make a WooCommerce store specifically for modern tables, like and niche it down, and then
yeah.
maybe make another WooCommerce store for like, I don't know, what's another item, like maybe patio sets, you know what I mean? And then if we keep doing it like that, then if you type in patio set on Amazon, you would only get results for patio sets. Maybe you'd get one or two mistakes, but it would be like 99% patio sets.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that?
I still think you would need a little bit because the categories matter. The
Yeah.
categories matter. Like just as you were sharing your screen a minute ago,
Mm-hmm.
and there were certain categories that Pinterest was showing you, things that are popular, and just showing you categories, right?
Yeah.
The key is not to make like extravagant categories like, small green rustic tables. Like you don't have to go so itty bitty
So
like
specific, yeah.
niche, but you have to go niche. And they always say the what does it say? The money's in the niches. What is it?
Yeah,
The
no,
something like that.
yeah,
So
I hear
so
you.
so it's not that you have to make 1,000 different categories, but you have to have. I think you still have to do a little bit of research. But once you do that research one time, you're done, right? You don't have to do that research ongoingly. And then
Right, like
what you saying
oval
about,
tabletops or tables, or oval wooden tables.
yeah, you'll have to see what people are searching, right? You
Oh,
have to.
gotcha. So that's what you meant. You meant do the research for what people are actually searching for on Pinterest, and then make the WooCommerce store based around that. That's what you meant for the keyword research.
No. You still okay, research what people are searching, right?
Mm-hmm.
And create those categories on Pinterest. Maybe if it's relevant, you also do it in WooCommerce, right? Because it might be relevant, it might not. I would think that they would both be relevant. Because why would somebody search oval tables on Pinterest and not also search it in Google or search it in other places as well?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and I think eventually you will hit it. I mean, I think 5,000 products is enough to get traction. But if you can do more than that, then that's more power to you, right? That's
Yeah.
all the more power. There's no limits.
It's
But I
as you
wouldn't
said, the
do.
WooCommerce limit, like the hosting server limit.
Yeah, it's more of a technical limit, right?
Yeah,
Most people put their stores on shared hosting, and that's just going to have natural limits to it.
I wonder, does Shopify have those those server limits? Can you post like a 10,000 items, 100,000 items on a Shopify store and let them host it?
So say that one more time. You
WooCommerce, you're the one hosting your own pictures, right?
right.
But
You
Shopify,
usually, yeah.
Right. Does Shopify host their own, like let you post, like let you upload 100,000 and they host the images?
Shopify?
Yeah.
As far as I understand, I briefly had a Shopify store. There's a lot of benefit. A lot of people integrate with Shopify.
Hmm.
And so there's benefits with Shopify, but I'm just gonna check their pricing page real quick. I don't remember that they had any limits on that, but there could be in their terms and conditions something like that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. Because
I don't remember seeing any limits on images or storage.
gotcha. Because hosting the pictures would be a huge problem for 100,000 items, 200,000, a million items. And if Shopify is doing all the leveraging for you, then even better. You know
Well,
what I
I
mean?
will say, with regards with my hosting, it comes included with 100 GB of storage plus CDN, and that CDN automatically converts it to WebP.
Gotcha.
Um, and so I have, you're right. Typically, it would be an issue, and especially if you're downloading images from eBay or Amazon, you know, sometimes they're optimized, sometimes they're not. And you definitely want to have all that stuff optimized
Gotcha.
once it comes into your WooCommerce store.
What about instead of like downloading a picture, Amazon already is hosting the image. Why not just put the Amazon URL and like let and then display it on the website?
So I did do that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Uh, when I was scraping from eBay, right, putting it
Hmm.
into commerce, and it was hosting, but I did notice that after sometimes like 4 weeks or something, images would
Disappear
disappear or no
because
longer function and stuff.
the listing on eBay was gone.
It could be because the listing was gone. It could be maybe the URL somehow changed. Maybe they deleted an image. I just found it was better safe than sorry to host it myself.
Gotcha, gotcha. But if we're gonna do it with like 100,000 items, like we don't wanna be hosting it ourselves. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
most of these plugins give you an option because of this, you know, probably
Mm.
because of this exactly. It gives you an option as a setting, you know, do you want to host it? Do you want to download the images onto your server, or do you want to just source it from the marketplace itself?
Gotcha, gotcha. So just like I know I'm taking up your time. I just gotta ask you this one thing because I got the
Okay.
general picture, but the one part that's confusing me is
Okay.
why wouldn't me searching like on like you know how you said picking the category on Amazon? Like let's say modern table, right? Couldn't
Yeah,
this why isn't this a like why can't I use all of these 30,000 results and put the category modern table?
you
Like what?
can.
Oh, and would that work?
I think so, but uh I think you're gonna limit yourself a little bit.
What
So
about
you
if you make
could,
it more niche? Like,
yeah.
let's go ahead.
Like right there, it says modern dining table. You see that? Like you see
Modern,
in Amazon, modern dining table. So Amazon's are also already telling you what people are searching, right?
right? So how about we just use
Mid-century
modern
modern
dining?
dining table. You
There we
see that
go.
one? That's a great category.
That's a great category. And then we just post all of these ones right over here.
Yeah, how many does it give you?
It gives us 10,000.
So there you go. That is perfect. Like mid-century
Hmm.
in the design space, mid-century is a thing, right? It is a design topic. So if you can do mid-century modern table without the dining, you can do it with the dining. Um
Gotcha. Gotcha. So, but this would be a category for Pinterest.
yeah,
And then all of these items, you just go ahead and post them onto your WooCommerce, and then you make a pin with all of these items. So,
right.
would it work as if we just go ahead and like instead of like using any AI, we just use this title on the pin, and then we just go ahead and put these bullet points?
I think so. I
Gotcha.
think
And
I would do a little bit more, but if that's all you had, I
like
would put that.
this too.
Yeah, ideally, I think ideally.
Gotcha. And then Like if we do it like this, it wouldn't have any hashtags, but would that be okay? Like would it still, like I'm not talking about like 100% results, right? But would it still
Yeah.
work?
It would still work. It would still work, but hashtags do help.
Gotcha. How much they help? Like, like having an image is 100% requirement, right? How much of an
Right.
importance is the hashtag if you had to kind of quantify it?
I think it would boost it quite a bit because it's the same. I think it works very similar to like Instagram. If you just get a new account started in Instagram, it's a known thing that if you want to start getting followers,
Hmm.
gotta leverage hashtags. And it may not make sense. Like you see a lot of people on Instagram, they like do like pages of hashtags. I don't think that's necessarily the way route to go.
Hmm.
But you want to have as many as you that
Relevant
make
though, right?
sense, that are relevant.
Gotcha.
And
So just have
with
the AI
time,
generate
they
them.
do help. I think AI could generate them. I
Yeah,
think
100%, 100%.
yeah.
Like that is my full-on space, Like I've been working with OpenAI, not even ChatGPT, like Text DaVinci 1, right? Like 3 years, 4 years ago when it was like not even a thing. So
Oh wow.
I've been using this black box technology and it can all be done at this point. Like even the entire eBay dropshipping journey, right? From A to Z, customer service, listing items, finding items, right? Returns, everything. It can all be automated in its entirety today. Just no one has done it because it's like an extreme amount of work. But
Right.
the possibility is there as long as it's like profitable. Just today, that is not the most, like in my opinion, the semi-automatic is much more lucrative, just for a time specific wise, because even like sometimes like doing a full-on automation might take you like a month to make the software for that, but a VA can just spend like half a second and oversee it. You know what I mean? Like one example is to make sure that the item is the right item when you're ordering it from Amazon. You can use computer vision, you can do all of this stuff to like find the perfect solution, or a VA can just go ahead and like oversee it. Like a lot of factories, they do this kind of like technique. They have like somebody just at the end do the quality control. So that's what we kind of use the VAs for in the end, like quality control. So, like you shared a lot about this Pinterest to WooCommerce, and I think like you gave us the idea of like how to really be successful. It really opened my eyes, man. I didn't, because my biggest question at all this time was like I hated Shopify, I hated WooCommerce, and the reason why is because I didn't want to spend any money on ads, right? Because I'm not used to it. I started with nothing and I wanted to continue to make nothing. I'm just kidding. I'm just I'm kidding. Like we started from zero and like I think most people are starting from zero and they don't want to like they don't have the capital or money to go ahead and invest. So we need like a solution to go ahead and make an income without having to put up or invest any capital. And this is like the solution that you gave for WooCommerce and Shopify that I had no clue. So with that being said, let me share with you um like the eBay dropshipping model, right?
Okay.
I think we spoke about it briefly, and it is that simple, right? What we do, we have $1 million strategy, and I'm going to tell you what it is, right? So, first of all, we have to understand some of the concepts that we work with, and you already understand bulk theory, right? We use the rule of large numbers. That is really where we really leverage. Secondly, we use eBay's algorithm that pushes unique items, right? And why does it push unique items? Is because it doesn't know if a unique item is going to sell or not, right? If you put a title and an item that has proven on eBay to never work, then it will continue not to work, even if it's a new listing. But you change up the title, you take out the brand, you take out the UPC, and eBay is like, what is this? You know what? Let's give it a test, right? We push it, you get some impressions, and if it sells, great, it continues to sell. If not, it goes to the bottom of search. So those
Right.
are the theories and rules that we use to go ahead and be successful on the platform. So now, how do we make $1 million on eBay, right? We have a solid plan. And right before this call, I showed you like, I'm not gonna say the exact number like I'm making, but you know, like it's a good amount, right?
Mhm.
With 30 eBay accounts, right, you can expect to make $1 million on eBay. And what's the game plan? With 30
Can I
eBay,
ask you real quick? Why do you need to why can't you just do it in one eBay account? Is
good
it because
question.
there's a limit?
There's a
There's a
limit. There's a limit, yes. eBay usually, like, sometimes you get an unlimited account, but usually when you get an eBay account, you're gonna get a limit of $750,000 of quantity that you can post, like of
I see.
total value, right? So we need to post 10,000 items on 30 accounts, which is gonna be what is it? What is that? What is that number? Let me see. 10,000 times 10 is 100,000. So
So
300,000
30,000,
items.
300,000, 300,000.
300,000 items. You have to list 300,000 items on eBay to be able to see, like, each eBay account is going to make you anywhere from $1 to $3,000 in profit. Some people have made 5,000 with one account, but the average is anywhere from 1 to 3,000. So that means that if you post 10,000 items that are AI optimized, you should be able to see on one account 1 to 3,000. So that means if you have 30 accounts on the lower end, you'll make around 360,000, and at the upper echelon, you should be able to see $1 million in profit. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right.
That is the rule, that is the theory, and it is worked. We have the data to prove this, not anecdotally, right? We have hard empirical evidence, right, from the collective users of EcomSniper. So let's say I have an account and 29 other people have an account, right? That we're all making $1 million in profit collectively. Do you get what I'm saying? Anywhere from 400,000 to $1 million. So we have empirical evidence that this works. So that means that if one person goes ahead and makes 30 eBay accounts, right, you list 10,000 items on each of them, you'll make $1 million. Now the challenge here is not listing the items. EcomSniper optimizes the titles, it does the pictures, it finds the items, right? We have a product hunter that one click of a button, you'll find 300,000 items instantly. That's the easy part. Making the eBay accounts, right? Making sure that they don't get suspended.
Hmm.
That's what the game is. That's what eBay really is right now, right? EcomSniper solves everything. The only thing we have the solution to make the eBay accounts, right? And it works. You can have one eBay account, it's easy to make. But when you want to make 30 eBay accounts, you're gonna run into complications, right? So that is what we really focus on. So EcomSniper is not only we have a course, right? And in that course, it has like the latest information about creating eBay accounts at scale. I'm not gonna tell them in the video here, right? I'll send you a link to it. You can review it and stuff like that after, right? And in that video, like, we talk about how to make eBay accounts. So really, in the end of the day, someone just needs to execute it. And to be able to execute it, you would need to have a VAs and a team at this time, because you need to do customer service, you need to fulfill the orders. One, like, having three eBay accounts with the customer service and doing the orders is a full-time job. So that's why, to be able to do $1 million, you're gonna have to be able to really build a team. Do you get what I'm saying?
Right, right.
Yeah, like,
The
your
whole
main job,
operation.
it's a whole operation, but your main job to make $1 million on eBay is you gotta be able to, right, free up your time and only focus on building accounts and creating them, nothing else. Like, that is
Wow.
the main job you have. If you're doing anything else, you're doing it wrong. You know what I
Interesting.
mean? Like that, because everything else is like, the whole blueprint is already mapped out. We have empirical evidence, we've proven it, right? I've showed you pre and before the call. Like, again, I'm not gonna say the numbers, but you've seen the numbers. It's all real. You know what I mean? It just needs to be, like, like, it, that one concept, if that is not ingrained, because a lot of people make this mistake, right? They turn eBay dropshipping into a job, right? And it's not a job. You have to be someone who's treating it like a business and scaling it, right? And only scaling it. You cannot be doing anything else. You get what
Hmm.
I'm saying? That's how you
Yeah.
make $1 million on eBay. Yeah.
Wow.
So with that being said, it would Pinterest be the same thing?
I think it's a I think I think there's a lot of overlap or similarity.
Gotcha.
But because eBay is the direct platform that pays you, as is the one that gives you traffic, it's a little bit different, right?
Mhm.
Because you're getting two in one,
Yeah.
right? Same thing with Amazon. And Pinterest, you're just getting traffic. It's not giving you the actual, so you have to actually on WooCommerce have to have professional, ideal buying experience that ensures that you get that sale. So you're dealing with two different things.
Mhm.
And I feel like if I would choose between the two, it seems like the eBay one that your model is a little bit more attractive because
So the grass is always greener, man.
exactly.
Grass is always
Basically,
greener.
that you couldn't do both, right? See, at the end of the day, uh, Pinterest is about leveraging Pinterest, right? It's about leveraging that medium.
Mhm.
Because at the end of the day, like as you saw, you can link to anything you want. You can link to Amazon, you can link to eBay. So it's like, why not do this? Why not add this?
Why not? Why
Yeah.
not?
Why not add YouTube? Why not, because it as long as you can scale it, you should do it. I think. That's my opinion.
Beautiful. Like, yeah, and so, like funnel the, make your, like, we can even like do this system and funnel it to your eBay. So use Pinterest as like another promotional like tool to go ahead and like boost sales on any platform.
Mhm.
It's a great idea, man. This, we might actually just make this because I believe it, man. I believe it, man. It makes sense. You know what I'm saying? Like we just go ahead and push our eBay listing, and then we go ahead and make a pin, and then just keep it moving. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you won't see results initially, but they will come.
Gotcha,
A little bit of patience. That's
gotcha. But the one thing is with our method, we post like 10,000 random items, right? So if we make 10,000 random categories on Pinterest, would that work? Like with each category would have only like one item?
I wouldn't do it that way. It doesn't typically work because you have to think about going back to the intent, right? Why are people going on Pinterest? They're going there to get ideas. They're
Hmm.
going there and so usually when they search, right? When they go in and search in the Pinterest search bar, they'll type in, let's just say they'll type in things like mid-century modern tables.
Can I share
Or
my screen and then we
yeah,
kind of
go
go through
ahead.
the flow? Okay, so they would type in mid-century modern living room.
Yeah. For example, right? Obviously, that came up to at the very top because that's what most people search. So somebody comes here, they're looking at this eye candy and they're trying to get ideas for themselves. Now, if you um go ahead and click on anything there, like anything at the top. Okay, so you see this, right? And let's see what they did. Read the blog post. So this is for a blog post specifically. And a lot of people do it for that. But so this is not exactly a good example in this
So maybe
because these people are posting for content, right?
mhm,
Um, they're posting to get traffic.
gotcha.
But what at the end of the day, people are looking for ideas. And it's actually not even ideal that they're doing this because if they really wanted to the people that I think that have the most success focus on one thing, right? If somebody, okay, here we go. Here we go. This might be a good example. Click on that, and then
Shop accessories.
okay.
Okay.
So she does this, yeah. She does this, I think, a little bit better, right? She's basically saying that you can shop this image,
Mm-hmm.
right? Um, don't
Uh,
know.
Oh, Walmart
Walmart. Okay.
affiliate link. So they're just pushing their affiliate link.
And most people will. Most
Hmm.
people will post affiliate links.
Gotcha. Gotcha.
However, it's more powerful, I think, if you're posting your own product.
Right. So my
It's more
question
tangible. It's more relatable.
my question is regarding the keyword mid-century modern living room, right?
Yeah.
If we just put in our file, look, I guess let me try pressing create. So maybe because maybe I'm misunderstanding something.
Okay.
So let's say I'm pushing like an item over here. Um, so let me just stop sharing real quick because I don't know what I have on my files there.
Okay.
So let me just go ahead and push like just download an image and I'm gonna save it real quick. Um, let's call it table, and then let me grab table. All right, so let me share my screen once more. All right, so right over here, this is you can see my screen again, yeah?
Right.
So let's say I went ahead on Amazon and I wrote like mid-century table, mid-century modern table. Let's say I'm gonna grab this item over here. So let's say I grab this title, I put it in. Let's cut it to make it fit,
Yep.
and then let's grab the bullet points, and then go to the description. I paste it in. Let's just cut whatever, and then for the link, we'll just put in like let's pretend this is our link, yeah. And then what is this boards part over here?
That's essentially the category.
Gotcha, gotcha. So let's say I put in the which we talked about mid-century living room.
Yeah.
So do we search it or do we create a board?
You create a board because your board. This is why you don't want to create like 100,000 boards because people are going to be you want people to engage with your board. You want people
Gotcha.
to go in there and start clicking around on different pins. And that's really the whole idea of it, why it's called Pinterest, because
Gotcha.
the whole idea is like you have different boards as if you had like post-it notes, right? You put post-it notes, a bunch of post-it notes on one board.
Right. So regard and is this like do we put our tags with a space each for each one of them?
I
Mid-century.
think I like if you put a comma,
Gotcha. Gotcha.
it'll
So,
create several tags.
so mid-century for like just some random words for now. Um, well, I guess it's not. I guess you have to pick from the matches, yeah?
Okay,
Is
yeah,
that
I
is that
think
how it
so.
works?
I usually do it through my tool, I do it through comments, but
Gotcha. Gotcha. So allow people to comment and show similar products. Is this what would you keep this on or would you keep it off?
I would keep the comments on because you want people to engage.
Mm-hmm.
And I typically do have that on.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, just to keep it more authentic, I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
So let's say we publish this and then I'm gonna view it and it shows it over here. So now my question would be like when I went on mid-century living room board, right? Where do I see other people's boards, like their entire board that I can engage with?
So go back to the search and just type in like modern tables.
Modern table.
Try modern tables. It depends. See what do you got there? You see some listings that some results that come up
Mm-hmm.
are people, right? So you
Yeah.
see like modern dining tables, like click into that.
Mm-hmm. But this is okay. Yeah. This is one person that's doing this entire thing, yeah?
That's what it looks like.
So the reason why I'm asking is because it seems to me like it's acting like a search engine to begin with. Like if I am I able
It
to
is,
like
yeah.
if I scroll down, like people are gonna be like seeing from other vendors. So if I keep going down, it's gonna be like a different person each time. It
It
you
is.
get
It's trying to it's trying to give the user what they want.
right. So if that's the case, if Pinterest works like a search engine, right? And wouldn't having one-offs be okay then? Like one board for like one item. The reason why is I get what you're saying about engagement, right? People are they want to go ahead and see their boards, but is Pinterest like where you make a board and then you share with your friends? Or like maybe like but if it's like a one-off and somebody likes it,
Here's
right?
the thing. Here's the problem with Pinterest is like everybody's doing this a little bit differently, right? And so not everybody is okay. You see where it says space saving furniture? You see in the bottom
Um
right?
yeah,
Bottom right. So click on that.
yeah.
You see, this is a border, a topic in itself. So and so think of these as like collections, right? They're like collections. You see, there's right above it is bedroom, living room, tiny houses. So
Right.
people are leveraging these things so that if somebody saw your board and they only saw one post, I think people would be discouraged a little bit.
I hear you, but are they seeing your like I'm on Pinterest right now as well, yeah? And I'm
Okay.
not really looking at all this guy's board. I'm looking, or is this like this search result? It looks like it's all pins, like from other people. Do you get what I mean?
Well,
Like,
it's all pins because that's what you're searching, right? You want to search all of Pinterest.
so like, how would a typical like shopper, like, let's say like somebody is like shopping for mid-century ideas, like this mid-century modern living room, right?
Right.
Like I'm assuming like the flow would be that they would go ahead and type in mid-century modern living room, right? They would go ahead and click this, and if they like it, if it's, like compelling them enough, the first thing that they would do is click the link. Do you get what I mean? Just to learn more because it's already piqued their interest.
Well, it depends. It really depends. There, I would say the number one action they're taking is the save or the follow button,
Right.
right?
Right, exactly.
And then the link click comes is less.
Hmm. Yeah, I see what you're saying. But we're
But
not
it
going for the saves like or the follows because what are the chances these get unless you keep posting the same items, right?
well, here's the thing. People again, you have to realize how people are using it. I'm gonna say people, mostly women, right? How women are mostly using Pinterest.
Mhm.
Let's try a different subject altogether.
Sure.
Let's try like I like this page because you see where it says kids henna? You
Yeah.
see where it says like funny videos, summer nails. I like these categories because first of all, they're very popular
Gotcha.
and they allude to actually how most people use Pinterest.
Gotcha.
So people might type in something like kids henna. So like go to kids henna real quick. So they'll type in kids henna and they'll get ideas, right? They'll get ideas for kids henna. And some things here will be products, and some things here will just be like people taking pictures of their kids' hands. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
Um, You see, in that case, that was just a person
Somebody
saying, "This
posts.
is like what I did."
Hmm.
First time doing henna. Glad it came out. How it came out, and people are commenting like, "Oh, good job,"
Hmm.
right? So that's
I
like
liked it too.
a
That's cute.
it's like a typical user, right? That's how a typical user uses Pinterest. Now, the other thing that could be intertwined here are products, right? It's very easy that even though people are looking for ideas, products are also intertwined with this henna. So I'm sure if you click through enough of these pictures, you will find a product
Right.
somehow that links to Amazon. I
Absolutely.
and you have no way of knowing. Oh, wait, here you go. That was one. I think that last one.
I take you.
No, the one before. Try that because it says fabmood.com. So you see, okay, this one was content.
Mm-hmm.
No, it's not. So it's either content or products, right?
Right. So
Almost always. Unless it's a user, they're just posting
how
whatever
would
they see
I
their life.
appear for kids henna though? That would like how would my pin, right,
Yeah.
be showed amongst kids henna? Would my board name have to be kids henna as well? Or the tags? So when we clicked create last time, we looked at two things. Um we looked at board, linked, and tag topics.
Yeah.
So would the board need to have kids henna or the title, the description, or does
I
it have to
think
be repeated multiple times?
I think I think it's all helpful, right? Because at the end of the day,
Mhm.
like what I do is let's say I have a table. I'm selling a table from, I source it through eBay. I'm selling it on WooCommerce. And it's a mid-century modern table. So I would put in mid-century in the tag. I would put in mid-century.
Mhm.
I would make sure that in the description, in the title, so that the system understands that this is a mid-century thing.
Gotcha.
And my table can come up in other mid-century topics as well.
Mhm. I hear you. I hear you. So I guess it's just like a combination, like the weighted average. If it shows up enough times in title, description, and the tags, then Pinterest is confident that this is kids henna, right? That's what.
I think that's part of it, right? That's definitely a big layer of it. And then there's another
Mhm.
layer of like, do people engage with it? What do people do with it?
Right. Right.
Um,
No,
so
I'm
it
sold,
is
dude.
keyword based. It's
Yeah.
keyword based.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm sold, dude. I
Are
get
you?
it. I get it, dude. Like
Listen, it's not something I think, if you want to tap into the Pinterest potential, it's not something you'll figure out overnight. There's people that know it way better than I do
mhm.
in terms of what are the triggers, what are the levers that get, people higher amounts of views,
Gotcha.
that
I'm
sort of
just
thing.
I'm just checking out. Like Pinterest has 1.03 billion views monthly. And I just want to compare it
Right.
to what eBay does to see like what the difference is. Wow,
You
crazy,
see?
crazy. It has almost it has more views on eBay than it does like it has more visits than ebay.com does.
And
I
it typically ranks in Google better as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and
It's just more
33%.
trusted, right?
Right. And it shows right over here 33.79% is from the United States, right?
Uh-huh.
349 million devices, and eBay is 77. It's still like half of eBay's traffic that is like untapped that you can be like utilizing. This is yeah, honestly, dude, this is mind-blowing. I had no faith in this. I'm a believer, man. I
It's
would.
definitely, the one thing that's nice, the people that probably profit the most on Pinterest are women because they realize that women are using it. They're
Yeah,
very,
yeah.
right? So women are the people that really get the results. But if you figure out the Pinterest levers, it can be a potential win.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. No, I hear you. Like the one thing that I'm thinking now is like I don't have a lot of experience in Pinterest and zero actually, right? Besides, well, I guess I posted one now, so like that was that's all that's where I'm speaking from. But my experience with eBay, right? And just like the buyer's journey, and just for being on Pinterest for the first time, right? I do think that if you go ahead and if somebody goes ahead and searches something, and if they like it enough, right, the picture, the title, and the description elicits enough emotion from them, right, they would go ahead and click the link to go ahead and find out more, right? So I do believe like the buyer's journey, right? Like the board, I get what you're saying about the board. I just don't understand. I don't see easily right now. Maybe on the app is different because most people are probably using Pinterest from the app. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
100%.
But
100%.
from the desktop view, to me, it seems like as long as your picture is good, the picture is what lets someone click it. Your text, your title, and your description, if it elicits enough emotion from somebody, we can funnel them into a click. And that's what our goal as, entrepreneurs doing e-commerce to begin with is. It's we attract them with a picture. Now they're reading, now they're engaged. What kind of
Right.
text can we give them that's going to elicit enough emotion from them that's going to go ahead and allow them to click the link?
And just on that note, you don't want to put a lot of text. Pinterest
Mm,
is not a place where you stuff it with keywords and like
yeah,
you see people here are writing a few sentences.
yeah.
So it's not something because it becomes overwhelming, you know.
Hmm.
So Pinterest gives you the ability to exit out. You need to just put enough for people to click on the link.
Yeah,
That's how I like to think
yeah.
of it.
No, I agree, man. And the comment seems like a nice place to put like an emoji, like a heart or something, just to show like you're friendly, you're cutesy, whatever, and then funnel them again to click the link. Or like
Mhm.
something like support my small family business. Right? You know what I mean? Like something that builds trust with the buyer. And then if you have a good enough, and then once you get the customer to your website, now the challenge is with WooCommerce or eBay, whatever, it's like WooCommerce would be much easier to get a sale. The reason, well, not really. There's two reasons. eBay, if you funnel them to eBay, they trust eBay already. eBay
Yeah,
already has a brand. But with
yeah.
WooCommerce, you can personalize it and really tap in to their emotion, which would be beyond my scope personally. Because if we're gonna list 100,000 items, right, there's no way we can be. We would use templates and stuff like that. It wouldn't be like personalized for each item. But
Well, what I would do if you wanted to really leverage something you can't do on eBay is leverage AI based chatbots that work off chat GPT
true, sales
because then you
agents,
can have a essentially but like an AI sales agent, right?
smart. You're a genius. Like that is actually one of the projects we were working with on
Oh, really?
eBay. It was called
Oh.
the eBay Upseller. It wasn't
Hmm.
to get cold traffic. It was whenever we get a sale, we wanted to go ahead and ask the customer like, "How's your day? Like, how do you like the item? What do you need?" Like, we wanted to guess their intent. Let's say somebody bought a camping tent. I'd be like, "Hey, I hope you like it. We used it last summer," and then they're gonna reply back by saying, "Yeah, like we're going camping." Right? And then I'm gonna reply back with a story because stories sell. Like we went camping last year, right? A bear came, right? So I just want to make sure that you're safe. Make sure you get a bear mace, and if you need a discount, well, we'll give you a discount. Here's a link to a bear mace. You know what I mean? Like use
That's interesting. Yeah,
stories to sell, right?
that's an interesting use. I've never heard of that use of a story in
Yeah,
that context.
yeah,
It still
because
so.
once somebody buys something from you, they already trust you, right? So now you just leverage that trust and then upsell them with even more and more items. If somebody's buying from you at like 100% markup, then you already know that's your customer that you want because they have no problem with the price point. They're not shopping around, and then if they're happy with the product, then you can keep getting that one customer over and over and over again. That technology is still not out yet because like with great ideas, there are a dime a dozen. Where we need people to actually go out and like finish completing these things. Yeah, we have a few more things that we're working on like all together, but it's definitely on the list because I've done it manually. You know what I mean? And if and I was successful in it. It's just we don't do it manually because it just takes so much time. So, but if we had an automated solution, Hell yeah, we do. Even if it's like a 10% success rate or even 1%, that's huge. You know what I mean? Sales is sales.
So are you saying, with all your customers that you probably had over the last however many years, you probably have a pretty big email list, right?
Oh, right,
You leveraging
100%.
it?
I never use it.
That
Dude,
you're leaving a ton of money on the table. I used to work for a design brand at a design store. We got half of our money from email.
damn,
It was,
dude.
it was $1 million store. Um, it only because of the brand was it $1 million store. It's just like it was a publication, and then they opened a store, and they wanted to marry the two principles of being like a media brand and an e-commerce brand. And so I
Right.
was part of that initial journey in the beginning, and then they turned into like a social network, like House sort of thing. But
Yeah.
um, but essentially, email is my personal experience. So I'm just much more intertwined with email.
Awesome, dude.
You can
I'm a
use
hundred percent
AI for
believer.
email now. You can have the triggers, cookies trigger off emails by themselves. You don't need to manually do anything, or do so much.
Hmm.
Maybe it's the templates, you might write out some of those things, but
Dude, you're
I just think
hundred
you're
percent
leaving a lot
right.
of money on the table. That's all.
Dude, you're 100% right because it was about a year and about 2 years ago when I discovered sending out offers. I've been selling on eBay for 7 years, right? And
Okay.
for 5 years, I didn't know about sending out sending out offers. So whenever you get a sale, when somebody clicks your link, right, they're in their cart or whatever, right, you can send them an offer with a 5% discount. And I didn't know about that, and I accumulated about like 5,000 or I think like 10,000 or something, right, over the years, because I just had no clue of what to do with those. I just ignored them
Right.
because so one day I was just like, you know what? Let me try it out. I clicked it, right? And this was like accumulation of like 5 years. I put 5% discount, and then for all of the people that for all of the items, in one click of a button within the next like 10 minutes, right? My sales just jumped $2,000 all of a sudden randomly. And my mind was
Wow.
blown. I was like, what the hell have I been doing all these years not knowing about this, right?
Okay, so you are leveraging email then.
Well, with the coupon, but people are following me and stuff like that, and I'm assuming we're able to go ahead and retarget those people over and over again.
Well, the best, right? The best way to use it, right? Because what people normally do is they ignore their emails. They got a ton of emails coming in.
Mm.
What you want to do, and the technology exists, is you want to send triggers, right? You want to send more triggered email
Mm-hmm.
that's more relevant to the person, as opposed to like batch and blasting, which is
Right.
like the
Yeah.
old way of doing it, right?
Right. So like what you mean like give a 5% discount but with tailored message every single time, yeah?
It's like get as much as you can. You want to see what they're doing, right? If you see that you want to get them to your website. And the reason why you want to get them to your website is you want to collect data. Because if they're looking at tennis shoes, you want to start sending them tennis shoes, right? It's
Right.
the same
Yeah.
thing that eBay does, but I think actually they can do it better. They can do it a little
Mm.
bit better. They
Yeah.
they kind of do it kind of more in a rough, sketchy way. But
So
there's opportunity. There's definitely opportunity.
so you worked with a company that was doing email marketing on their eBay. So like the followers on eBay.
eBay was my first client. eBay was when I started working for a company that was bought by Oracle. It's called the Responses.
Mm-hmm.
And it was just an email marketing software, like for enterprise.
Mm-hmm.
And I worked with eBay. eBay was my first client, and I worked with eBay
It's
to do
freaking
their
cool, man.
marketing, email marketing. But
No way.
email marketing was so shitty. I mean, mind you, this was back in 2010. Uh, so this was a while ago. This is 14 years ago already, which is
Would you
crazy.
say you were an eBay employee?
No, no, no. We had a contract with eBay that was multi-millions. Obviously, I didn't get multi-millions out of that. I was like,
Yeah, yeah, no, I
unemployed,
hear
bottom
you.
of the bottom. But but and I worked hard, but it just you know how it
Yeah.
works,
Yeah,
corporate.
yeah. No, I get it. So you
So
worked with creating the messages that eBay automatically sends to like
at
potential
that time
prospects.
they weren't even doing that, man. They had such a primitive email system, and we were like, we had this like groundbreaking technology to do all that,
Hmm.
but to shift people's mindsets, when you have a company like eBay, to implement any sort of change, you need to have it's 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 like it's like a third world. It's like changing something in the Indian government. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
so big, it's such a monster that it's so difficult. And so
I hear you.
now it's different, but at the time it was like pulling
I
teeth.
I hear you. So basically use eBay's email marketing tools to go ahead and leverage sales. That's
Well, they
something,
used our tools. They used our tools.
right? But they give
They
sellers that option as well
were
to use it on the platform. You know what I mean? eBay does let you send like because you get followers on eBay now,
yeah,
and
yeah,
you can go ahead and send emails to those followers. I just
yeah.
never do that because like frankly nobody told me. Like this space with drop shipping is very underdeveloped. There is very little
100%.
innovation since 2012 or whatever till now. There has been very little innovation in the space. You know what I mean? The same thing going on. Nobody has tried different things.
Right.
We think the resellers know a little bit more than us, but reality is they barely know anything either. Most sellers are trash. I think that's what it is. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, that was
And listen, I'm not a drop selling expert. I wouldn't consider myself a drop selling. I I have tried to work a business model and had some success and a lot of failure. Because ultimately on Facebook Marketplace, I failed. I got it to work, and I created a whole system making it working,
you just didn't
but
scale it though.
I couldn't scale it, and I couldn't get the tracking tags fast enough. That was another issue that I had.
Well, all you had to do was use Track Taco. That's what people do. You know what Track Taco is?
I don't know, but like at the end of the day, let's say I would sell. Do you know, for example, you put Vita XL?
Mm-hmm.
You've probably seen their products, and they have a whole drop selling business model that you
Right.
can tap into. They have a system. They have a pretty good system with getting tracking tags within 48 hours, but not everybody does. Like I just sold a product recently, like a desk, and it took me like 4 days to get a tracking tag.
Okay, so let me give you the solution. Like just so you can have this in your arsenal for this, right?
Okay,
So basically there's a website called Track Taco, right?
okay,
And what it does is you just go ahead and pick right over here it says like you enter the destination, you choose like when you want the delivery date to be, and it'll
right,
go ahead and generate you a tracking number for that date.
okay.
And then you just go ahead and put that on Facebook Marketplace. And you can get it the same day, the same second.
Oh, so it's like a fake. It's a fake
Fake
tracking number.
tracking number. Exactly. Yeah. But
Oh,
what
nice.
what what people do is they just go ahead and because we drop ship from Amazon and we can't put Amazon tracking numbers on eBay, we find the tracking number from the same date and we put that one on to eBay. Do you get what I'm saying? That's what people do. So this would be a way to go ahead and get past the Facebook Marketplace tracking numbers. That's what people do for Facebook Marketplace, man. You know what I mean?
I didn't know that. So are you leveraging Facebook Marketplace as well?
I'm from Canada, so Facebook Marketplace, the shipping option is not available in Canadian, like for Canadians yet. I've been waiting for it for years, but no.
No, but here's the thing. What I would do, because listen, you have a Facebook, right?
Yeah, I have Facebook.
And why not change your address to be an American?
Would that work? I have.
That's how I did it. I don't live in America anymore.
Oh, where do you live?
I live in Israel.
Okay, and then what happened? Yeah. So you.
Uh, listen, gotta be I mean, it's okay, right? I have two Facebook profiles. They're both based out of America. And I was targeting locales that I thought more suitable, right? Metros, right? So
Mhm.
Houston Metro, Miami Metro. Were they the best? I don't know, probably not the best. Probably LA and New York is probably the best. I just thought they were over, these
Mhm.
places may be overdone. I think going back, I would probably go back to LA and New York.
Gotcha.
But I'd put my I had some issues in the beginning. You just have to, at the very beginning, that's where you have to be careful, right? When you
Mm.
change your address at the very beginning, that's where you have to kind of like play it safe. Why don't log in from too many computers and stuff like that. People have figured this out better than I did, but at the end of the day, you want to use your real name just in case you have to
Verify.
you have to verify or something, and that's happened
Yeah.
to me times.
True.
Now Facebook just thinks I live in Houston. I'm not going to change it anymore. My friends are all like, "Oh, welcome to Houston." I had some friends in Houston. So I'm like, "Yeah, see you soon." But
I'm telling you. I'm telling you. Yeah, that was awesome, dude. I had no clue. Like, does Facebook ask for any like SSN number or ID or something, or like selling on the marketplace?
they haven't asked me.
Hmm.
Trying to
True.
think. But here's the thing. I set everything up a few years ago, so
Yeah.
I don't know what it is today, to be
True.
honest.
True. No,
So
I, I
just be
I'll
just
I'll
be
try it out.
sensitive to that. But what I thought, when people were doing in the beginning was VPNs, and that used to work. And now Facebook picks up that you're on a VPN and it
Hmm.
doesn't work so much. So I don't know if I would use a VPN. Now
Do
the
you
other
use
thing that
VPN right
people
now?
do, what's that?
Right now, you don't have to use a VPN, yeah?
I don't use a VPN because it just gets me in trouble. It
It's
gets me into more trouble.
your account is already established. It has enough cookie presence, wherever you are. So that's why you don't need to use it anymore, yeah? To drop ship
Yeah,
on Facebook
exactly,
Marketplace.
exactly. Facebook sees that I'm here, whatever, it thinks I'm traveling. It doesn't, I don't know.
They don't care. They don't care, yeah?
They don't care at this point. But I developed that
Over
rapport with
time.
Facebook.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
but I think you wouldn't need more than a few months
True.
max.
True. I'm just gonna go ahead and log in friend's computer in the States and just change the address and just let it sit for a little while then.
I'll tell you, it was a big thing. You just partner with people in the US and you tell them, I'll pay you like $10 or $50 or something.
Mhm.
Can you either lend me your Facebook profile for this, or they just create you a Facebook profile for this? You know what I mean?
Oh wow, that's simple, huh?
That was the thing. That was like a lot of people were doing it drop selling wise, and
Yeah.
even probably still doing it today.
Yeah.
But
No, absolutely, man. Dude, that was a great conversation, man. I hope
yeah,
I hope you really provide a lot of value here. I hope at least we were able to go ahead and like offer you something back, maybe some tips on eBay. Um, do you have anything else you can kind of share with everybody? Like any last closing thoughts? Like anybody who's trying to make money online or something like that.
um, well, first of all, listen, when I first tried this, I put $1,000 into it. Most of that was a VA cost, and I failed, right? I didn't know what I was doing. I was starting from out of nowhere. And then after I got slapped in the face, I the most important thing is to get back up. You know what I mean? The most important thing is there's very few things that we do the first time around and we get it right the first time.
True,
Very rarely happens. So um the most important thing is to not give up,
true,
right? To not give up. Be consistent, be patient, also be patient. Yeah, you might have to lose a little bit of money, but that's part of the journey. And also, listen, this is also our lives. This is our time on earth. Try to enjoy it. If you look at it as if it's a journey rather than like, oh, if I don't make my $20, I'm going to be pissed off. just try and appreciate the journey of you learning and getting to and going through the journey and the path of figuring out this problem. It's like a puzzle. You're just trying to build a puzzle. You wouldn't get mad at a puzzle if you're doing family time, doing a puzzle on like some rainy afternoon. So why would you get mad at this? You know what I mean? So
Yeah, yeah.
everyone
No, I hear you.
listening, to everyone listening, it's a journey, and just appreciate the journey and get back up when you fall down.
True. No, that was great, man. And uh, I don't have anything else to say to that, man.
All
All right, guys. Have a good one.
right.